Good evening, friends. Happy April 20th cooking class. Every time, mind blown. Tonight, we are making Mediterranean turkey burgers and a lemony quinoa salad. This quinoa salad I got really excited about, you guys, because it says it stores really well. So this will definitely be lunch tomorrow. If you only have a few people in your house or you just have a little bit of it, it says it gets better the more it sits. We love food like that. So this is like step one of meal prepping. Let's get started. Let me start with my announcements. Cooking class. Here's how it goes, my friends, in case you're new. We used to do cooking class in person, and we will again. I also think we'll continue to do it this way, right? We like this. But what our mission is independence. That's our mission. And when we're together as a group, we never leave somebody behind. If someone's taking a little bit longer to chop or whatever, it's just what happens. So independence, independence, you guys out there working hard, proud of you. I think it's so good. Parents, care providers hanging out, supporting, not doing the work. I don't want to hear, oh, my mom cut all my vegetables for me. You guys can do it. And parents, hands off as much as possible, right? And we do have people in here. There's quite a few here tonight that live on their own and are by themselves in their kitchen. And so we definitely do not want to be zipping on by and leaving them behind. That would just feel horrible. We don't want anybody stressed out. We want cooking to be fun. We want to be proud of ourselves, feel good for what we made, and hopefully it tastes good, right? That's the goal. And then finally is safety, safety, safety. I can't see you guys. You can only see me. So I'm trusting you that you're using your hot pads, you're washing your hands. When we do cut vegetables, you're keeping your little fingers out of the way. No bloody knuckles in the food, right? Right? Pinky swear? Okay, so be safe, you guys. I'll give you lots of tips and tricks, and then I'm trusting you that you're going to follow on. So, oh, one more little thing, the chat. We have the chat going on. Our lovely Haley is out there tonight helping answer questions if I don't catch them. So make sure when you put stuff in the chat, if you want to make sure Haley sees it also, or if your friends are here and you want to say hi to your friends, you have to make sure that your chat says to all panelists and attendees. I'm the only panelist. So if you have something to say to somebody, or if you want to see that Haley catches it, switch it to and attendees. That way it's not just me. And I think that's it. So we got to wash our hands. And even if you're like, but Jen, I washed my hands 10 minutes ago, do it anyways. Warm water, both sides, soap, lots of scrubbing. Thank you, Haley. And here we go. We're washing hands. All righty. I think I need a different towel. This one's gnarly. Let's get a clean towel for the night, shall we? Let's do it. I have 87,000 dish towels, you guys. This one has turmeric on it. Turmeric stains everything, but it's so good for you. All right, friends. Some tips, some kitchen tips and tricks. So we don't get confused. A lot of you guys, when we're cooking stuff, are like, what about this ingredient? What about that ingredient? Here's how we keep it straight. We're only going to put in front of you what you need. So this is like my prepping counter. Over there's my stuff counter. Everything else is still in cabinets or whatever. So we like to bring stuff to our prepping counter when we need it. If you don't have it here, don't worry about it. If you're like, what about the parsley? What about this? If it's not here, we don't need it yet. So don't worry. We like to no stress, no stress. So that's one tip and trick. Counter for stuff that we're going to use, other stuff somewhere else. Hopefully you have two spaces in your counter. The second one is my all-time favorite thing, my garbage bowl. You guys know I love my garbage bowl. So I love to have a little bowl right here. This is for veggie scraps, wrappers, so I don't have to make 1,000 trips across my kitchen all the way over there. It's not far. And also, I just don't want to walk back and forth. So I love having a garbage bowl. It makes me so happy. So if you want a garbage bowl, feel free, get a garbage bowl. It's really fun. So we're going to start. We're going to start with our quinoa salad, partly because the quinoa, my son cleaned my kitchen for me, but he missed a spot. There's like stuff all over my counter. Don't look at my counters, you guys. The quinoa has to cook, and then also it gets better and more flavorful the more it sits. So we're going to make our quinoa salad first. Plus the turkey burgers, once everything's prepared and we cook them, they're just ready to eat as soon as they're done. So we're going to do them last. So quinoa salad, we need a pot with a lid. Just like a soup, not soup pot, that's crazy big. Just like a pot with a lid. My family cannot match pots and lids. They can't do it. It's really funny to me. Pot with a lid. Garbage bowl, you are in my way. That's why I love this thing. And then all we need is a 1 cup measuring cup. 1 cup measuring cup and our quinoa. I have my, like, you guys, if you love quinoa, when you fall in love with quinoa, bulk section, baby. So cheap, bulk section. Winco's where I got this. It's like $1 something a pound. Quinoa, maybe it was $1 something a pound. I have no idea. Don't listen to me. But it's still cheaper. So we have a cup, we have some quinoa, we have a pot. This is going to be the easiest part of the night, friends. 1 cup of quinoa in the pot. Wow, mine's double battery. What's happening in here? So exciting. One cup quinoa in the pot. Okay. And then we're going to add 2 cups of water. 1 cup quinoa, 2 cups water. All right. And now your cup is clean because you just rinsed it. And I mean, we're going to need it, but barely. Whatever. I'm just going to stick it here for now. So, oh, and I'm going to get a fork. Grab yourself a fork. There we go. Let's see if they made it. Got one more person joining, but they'll be here soon. Okay, with my fork, I just really like to mix my quinoa in a little bit, just in case it's clumpy. It never is. But I like to play with my food. So I'm going to put this on a back burner. Back burner. And turn it on to like medium high. You guys, my stove is all wacky. There we go. Almost. My son cleaned the stove. He put the burner backwards. It's good. Okay, back burner. I'm going to do medium high, like 6 or 7. Medium high, somewhere between medium and high. That's what you want. Make sure you turn on the right burner. I almost turned on the front burner. So we're just going to let that sit there and come to a boil. What does boiling look like? It looks like bubbles, bubbles, bubbles. When your pot starts to bubble, it's going to be a few minutes. We'll check in. You're going to put the lid on and you're going to turn it all the way down, but it's going to be a few minutes. So just have your lid nearby. You don't want to put your lid on now because you'll boil over. That's not a good idea. I'm glad you made it, Karen. All we have done is 1 cup of quinoa and 2 cups of water in a pot turned on to boil. That's all we've done. Your timing's perfect. Oh, well then you're golden. You're golden. All right, friends. So once we've got that in there, we're going to make our dressing. So our favorite thing, well, maybe it's my favorite thing. I think it's some of your favorite things too, is we have a little secret communication in the chat. So when you're ready to make dressing, that means your quinoa is in the pot, water's in the pot, and burner is on. Then you're going to put a D for dressing in the chat. And then I know we're ready to go. When the water starts to boil, we're going to turn it all the way down and put the lid on. Okay. So we're going to make our dressing. So you're either going to want to have like a little jar. If you have a little jar and you can shake it up, that's just fun. I think that's what I'm going to do because I think that's fun. Or get yourself like a little bowl. It's not going to be a ton, so something small. Oh, thank you for letting me know, Shannon. It's random. I don't know where my lids are. Okay. So we're going to gather supplies. A jar or a bowl. I didn't think you were, but good to know. Thanks, 70. A jar or a bowl. And we are going to get a 1/4 cup, measuring cup. Whoa. I told last night that's not going to work. Uh-huh. 1/4 cup, measuring cup. A teaspoon. That's a tablespoon. There we go. Teaspoon. I think that's it. That's it. Oh, and we're going to be zesting a lemon. So if you have a zester or a cheese grater, that's what you want. I happen to have a fancy little zester. Don't really know why. Little zester. If you, yeah, we're going to do both, Elizabeth. If you don't, you can use a cheese grater. If you don't have one, you don't need to do it. So please don't worry if you don't have a zester. You're going to do lemon juice also, so it's fine. Okay. We just have these little things. Let's get our ingredients. We're going to get a lemon. If you don't have a fresh lemon, you can just use lemon juice in the bottle. That's fine. I'm going to peel my sticker off and rinse my lemon now so I don't forget. Get off, garbage can. And you guys, my quinoa is like 30 seconds from boiling. Take a look at yours. When it's boiling, lid on, temperature all the way down, timer for 18 minutes. I don't know why 18, but it works. I'm going to do it. I'm doing it. All the way down, lid on, timer, 18 minutes. Everybody check your quinoa. If you're not boiling yet, don't worry. I'll tell you again. Don't worry. I'm going to keep gathering stuff together though. So we got a lemon. We're going to get some olive oil. A little bit of lemon. We're getting minced garlic. Minced garlic. If you have fresh garlic, that's fine. You'll want 2 cloves. Otherwise, get your jar of minced garlic. Minced garlic, lemon, olive oil. Check your quinoa. Your quinoa starts boiling. Lid on. Turn it way down. Timer for 18 minutes. And then we just need salt and pepper, I think. Yep, salt and pepper. I'm gonna be fancy. No, I'm not. Stop it. Salt and pepper. There we go. I'm almost out of pepper. I gotta put pepper on my shopping list. We use it all the time, don't we? Okay, we got our jar or our bowl, right? We're gonna start with our lemon. If you're using a fresh lemon and you have a zester, that's our first step. They're coming, Mark. Mark, you know how this works. You've been cooking with me for a year now. Come on. So if you're using a fresh lemon, I like to roll it on the counter, just with the palm of your hand, to loosen up the juice, even before you zest, because once you zest it, the peel's kind of wacky. So if you're zesting, we're going to zest into our jar, into your bowl, whatever you're using. It's gonna go everywhere. It's gonna go everywhere. Fine. That's what I get for using a baby jar. You're gonna zest the whole thing. Just keep twisting, rubbing. If you're using fresh, if you're using jarred lemon juice, don't worry. You'll still have plenty of lemon flavor. This is just for like an extra zip, extra zing. I love lemon. Okay, I got mine pretty good. Pretty zested. I'm gonna call it good enough. I'm gonna scrape this baby off. Okay. Now we gotta juice our lemon. So, I'm gonna cut my lemon in half. If you're using a fresh lemon, we gotta cut it in half. So if you haven't done it already, make sure you give your lemon a little roll to get the juices loosened up. And we're just gonna cut them in half. When you cut in half, right in between the tips, don't cut it this way, that's wacky. Cut it that way, the skinny way. And then you need, it says to a 1/4 cup to a 1/3 of a cup. So I'm going to, when you cut your lemon, Elizabeth, cut in between the stems. So you have a belly button on each end. So I'm going to squeeze it right into my 1/4 cup measuring cup. Whatever works, girlfriend. Squeeze it right in there. Let's see if we get enough out of my lemon. We'll see. Oh, this is a juicy baby. Juicy baby. I got seeds. Make sure you pick your seeds out. There we go. Half number 2. More seeds. Don't rub your eyes. Elizabeth gave us the warning earlier. Don't rub your eyes when you squeeze your lemons. You don't want lemon juice in your eyes. Okay. Get the seeds out. I guess I could have used my fork. That would have been classy. Now, I don't have quite a 1/4 cup of my lemon juice. You're supposed to have a 1/4 cup, which I don't have. I have a little bit less, but I have a jar of lemon juice in my fridge. I'm going to just add a little bit. It's not a little jar, it's a jumbo bottle. So about a 1/4. If you have more than a 1/4, that's fine. It actually says a 1/4 to a 1/3. But I'm just gonna do it there. I mean, a quarter. Whatever. Quarter. So this is going in the jar or the bowl. You guys, I did not use the right kind of measuring cup. So we got juice and zest, quarter cup. And then everything else is here on the board. I have not done it yet, but I will go over it. Haley also put it in the chat. So if you're ahead of me, we're all fine. So we're going to do a quarter cup of olive oil. And everything's going in the jar. Because it's salad dressing. Quarter cup olive oil. Woo! I'm going to put this in the sink since it's a mess. Okay. And 2 cloves of garlic. The zest is in. Everything's in. 2 cloves of garlic. If you're using minced garlic, that's about a teaspoon. If you're using fresh garlic, you gotta chop it up, squeeze it up in the little squeezer. Garlic again. This is the only time we use garlic. Well, we use garlic powder. So you can put your garlic away. And then salt. It says a teaspoon of salt. That sounds crazy to me. I don't think I'm going to use a whole teaspoon. You guys can if you want to. That's a lot. I'm going to do probably half a teaspoon. That just feels like a lot of salt. Salt's the kind of thing when you go to eat your salad, if you wish it had more salt, you just sprinkle more salt on. But you can't take it out if you have too much. I need a haircut here. And then for the pepper, it just says fresh pepper. So I'm just going to do a couple little taps. Boop, boop. There we go. Salt and pepper we will need. True? Oh, we need salt, not pepper. So keep your salt out. You can put your pepper away. And then if you're using a jar, the best part is you just put your lid on and shake it up. Thanks, Haley. 1 teaspoon or 2 cloves. If you're using a jar, shaky shake. If you're using a bowl, get a fork. Whoa. Get a fork or a little whisk. And then this is going to go in the fridge. Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't say to put it in the fridge. I made that up. Just put it aside. Yeah, I'm just going to put it over here. Do not leave it here because we do not want to be confusing, right? That's what we were talking about. We are keeping this area for what we're actually doing. So I'm going to take away my lemon knife. You will need your teaspoon again, so you can leave that here. And your fork, leave that there. And then I'm going to wipe up my lemon juice. So here's our ingredients in case you missed anything. 1/4 cup of lemon juice, 1/4 cup of olive oil, 2 cloves of garlic, which is 1 teaspoon lemon zest. Thank you, Jamie. Lemon zest. Salt, pepper. The lemon is just like sliding around. Okay. Woohoo! Good job, everybody. So we have a little bit of chopping to do for our salad ingredients. So we're going to do that next. So once your salad dressing is made, put away. Mine's just sitting on the counter over there. Our quinoa is cooking. I still have about 6 minutes left on my quinoa. 1/3 cup, no, sorry, 1/4 cup lemon juice, Amanda. 1/4 cup. and the lemon zest if you used it. So once your dressing is done, sitting somewhere else, not on your prep counter, let me know. And we're going to start veggies. So put a V in the chat when you are ready to start the next step. Okay, friends. So we're getting out our veggies for our quinoa salad. So everybody is supposed to have a can of artichoke hearts and a can of chickpeas. The other veggie that was on the shopping list, good job, Tina, was parsley, fresh parsley. You didn't have to get it. I did. Got it. And then it said extra vegetables. So I put on there, the options were bell pepper. You guys know how I feel about bell pepper. Some tomatoes. The other, oh, a half a red onion. I got a zucchini. So you can do whatever you want. Honestly, they just called for one thing, but I like vegetables. So I'm going to use some zucchini. I'm going to use some tomatoes. I guess that's it. That's what I'm using, zucchini and tomatoes. But you can have bell pepper, tomatoes, red onion, whatever you want. If you feel like telling me what you got, put it in the chat. But what we're going to do is we're going to chop everything and put it into the bowl that's going to become our salad bowl. So let's start by getting out a salad bowl. It needs to be big enough to hold your quinoa and a bunch of veggies. So not huge, but, you know, decent little mixing bowl. Let's see, which one do I want? I'm going with this size. That's my size. We'll see how I feel about it later. And your quinoa should be getting close. So let's discuss. I have 30 seconds left. When your timer goes off, you're going to take your fork, use your hot pad, take the lid off, and you're going to fluff it and see if it's fluffy. The cucumber does not go in the salad. Thank you, Tommy. That is for our burgers. Yeah, cucumbers for later. Save that. And so is half a red onion and cucumber. Yeah. Oh, there's my timer. Okay, when your timer goes off, burn it off. Use your hot pad. And you want it to be fluffy, no more water. That's pretty fluffy. Pretty fluffy. Mine still has a little bit of water. I might put the lid back on for a second. I'm gonna leave the burner off, so I'm not worried about it. But I just want it to be more dry than that. So if your quinoa is done, you're going to take the lid off, fluff it up, and leave the lid off. We want it to cool down. And quinoa just stays hot in the pot. We've made it before, so you guys know it stays hot in there. So you want to take off the lid, fluff it up, and let it cool down. Okay, we're gathering veggies. I have this like little, look at this. What is this? Zucchini. Why? So I'm going to chop up a tomato, zucchini, my parsley, and my 2 cans. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get a can opener and a strainer. A strainer. I need a haircut. Checking quinoa, gathering cans, can opener, and a knife. Hello. Let's chat knives, you guys. You guys know how I feel. Most of you know how I feel. The bigger the better when it comes to chopping vegetables. When you use the smaller, like steak knives, Not only do you smash your vegetables, but also you have to work really hard and you're sawing really hard. And that's how accidents happen. That's how you can cut yourself. So if you have a bigger knife, you can just control it better. So that's what I'm gonna get. Oh, this is my husband's fan. My husband has very fancy knives. All right, friends, how's our quinoa? I think I'm good. I need the lid on. There we go. We're fluffy. Okay, so I'm gonna fluff it up, keep the lid off. OTPM is what I have. What's OPT? Tomato, parsley, onion. What's the M? Tell me the M. Okay. I'm gonna move this lid to my sink. It's in the way. Try and keep our life simple over here, friends. Okay. Five minutes. What's that for? Tomatoes, cucumbers, onions, and mushrooms. I got the cucumbers for the burgers, but it does say half a cucumber. So if you want to put your cucumber, you guys, if you want to put cucumber in your salad, you can, but save half. Save half. Okay. Don't use all of it. So let's start with our cans. We're going to, let's do the chickpeas first, because these are the easiest thing we have to do all night. Well, it's only half and it's slices. You don't have to use the cucumber. Okay, let's talk about the cucumber, you guys, because I feel like it's conversation piece now. The cucumber is slices on your burger. You don't like cucumber? Don't put it. You'd rather put it in your salad? Go ahead. You want to do half and half? Go ahead. It's all you guys. That's totally fine, Mark. That's great. Just turn it off when it's done and fluff it up. Okay, chickpeas or garbanzo beans. We're gonna open the can, rinse out the juice, put it in the bowl. Okay, opening the can. Be careful. I have my strainer in the sink because I want to. Tomatoes, mushrooms, zucchini, onion. Woo! Good job. That's a lot of veggies. So rinsing off the chickpeas. And they're going in our salad bowl. Chickpeas in the salad bowl. Next up is the artichoke hearts. But the artichoke hearts we have to chop. So I don't need a can opener for this one. Let me put them in. Artichoke hearts, you're going to drain off the juice. And then we're going to dump them on our cutting board. So next one, artichoke hearts. Woo! Okay, for this one, I just dumped the juice off and I'm just going to throw my lid away. I recycled it. So for these little babies, hopefully what you guys have, if you're using them, is a quarter of an artichoke heart. So we just need to chop these up into smaller pieces. So you don't have to be, they don't have to be perfect. Just if you're taking a bite of a salad, that's a really big bite. So just make them smaller. I guess I could just dump this out. Dump it out, baby. There we go. Come on out. Got it. Got it. And these are also going right in the bowl. So I just take mine and put a couple next to each other and just do some slices. They don't have to be perfect, just choppy. Here's mine, choppy. That's it. Throw them in the bowl. They're nice and soft. They should chop pretty easy, except for the top sometimes. While you guys are rinsing and chopping artichoke hearts, let's chat veggies. I know some of you have a ton of veggies. So here's my thought on the veggies. I have two. Four is lots of veggies are good. We just want to make sure we're not using a ton of veggies. Otherwise, what you're making is a green salad. You're making a vegetable salad with a little bit of quinoa. So I would do like, you know, a quarter of your onion, a couple of mushrooms, a couple tomatoes, right? Or cherry tomatoes. You don't necessarily want to use like all your vegetables. You can always add more once you see the look of it. But yeah, we just don't want to stray too far into like making a green salad. Chopping artichoke hearts. I love artichoke hearts. Well, I love artichokes, period. I haven't had one in like 2 years, maybe more. Hey, how's it going, friends? You doing good? If you need help when we get to the other veggies, if you need guidance on how to cut them, let me know. I'll probably talk about it because, you know, I love to talk. I just sit here and talk. So we can chat about it. Almost done with these babies. Make sure you turn your burner off on your quinoa when you're done. Hey. I'm gonna give my little cutting board a rinse because it's covered in artichoke juice. Chopping. You guys, we are all expert choppers by now, are we not? Let's see. Dump the whole can. Yep, the whole can, baby. Good job, Mama. Okay, so we got chickpeas and we got artichoke hearts in a bowl. You guys, this is so simple. Everything's going in the bowl. Do not try to make this hard, okay? We have a bowl, pile of food. It's only got one place to go. We can do this. So let's all do our parsley together too. And then we'll work on our veggies separately. So it says to use a cup of parsley. Feels like a ton to me. A ton. So I'm going to see how it goes. I'm just going to see how it goes. So if you got fresh parsley, we're going to chop it up together. If you're using dried parsley, you definitely don't want a cup of dried parsley. That would be nuts. So I would just do some. I'm just going to start with like a little bit and see what happens. So I'm going to take some more parsley out and rinse it. If you guys are still chopping artichoke hearts, don't worry, just keep chopping. We're not going anywhere. I'm just going to go rinse parsley. All right. So if you have fresh parsley, let's chat about it. When I look at parsley, what I see, I just see sticks, you guys. And I personally don't want to chew sticks. If you have the dried flaky kind, I would just do like a tablespoon, maybe. Just do like a tablespoon, stick it in the bowl. But I don't want to eat these, right? Like that doesn't sound good to me. They're hard. It's like a stick. I don't want to eat a stick. So if you're using fresh parsley, I'm going to make sure that all the leaves are together at the bottom. And I'm going to chop all those sticks right off. I'm just going to chop them right off. Look at that. Bye-bye, baby. So then you just have the leaves without giant toothpick sticks. So I'm going to do that for my little bunch real quick that I got. If you're still chopping artichoke hearts, don't worry. I'll do this 5 times. You have plenty of time. But I know some of you are with me. All the sticks at the bottom. I feel like I'm a flower arranger right now. You don't need to cut them too small, Joshy. Mine are just like that, little pieces. Not too crazy. Not too small. Just so they're not giant, that's all. If you guys feel like it's taking forever to chop artichoke hearts, you're probably chopping them too much. Just like boop, 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 boop. That's it. Okay. I really do feel like I'm arranging flowers. Okay, sticks, sticks, sticks. Bye-bye. This is gonna be a lot. Parsley. I'm gonna fluff my quinoa again. I want it to cool off. Just broke apart like cauliflower. Your parsley. You guys give your quinoa a little fluff. Let the steam out. We want it to cool off. Mine still is quite warm. I am being really silly about this parsley right now. Don't do what I'm doing. I'm being like ridiculous. Okay. Six. We going. Okay. Little pile of greens. So with the parsley, it has to be finely chopped. So we want little babies, little babies. Here's how I like to do my parsley. If you're doing something else and you have fresh parsley, watch this part so you can do it later. So I'm going to take a pile of my parsley, okay? No sticks. And I'm just going to kind of smush it together and like kind of roll it up. It's not going to stay together, but just so I can kind of make it in a little ball. I'm going to take my knife and I'm just going to go down, down, down the ball. It's getting big, it's puffing up, it's getting messy. It doesn't matter. Don't cut your fingers off. So you get smaller pieces of parsley. And you can put it back in a ball, chop it up some more. I'm just pushing it through, pushing, pushing, pushing. And I think I'm going to measure it, because why not? Just to see what this looks like. So once you get small pieces, put in your measuring cup. It says a cup. That feels like a lot. I'm covered in parsley. Covered. I'm going to take another little pile, roll it up, smash it up. Try my best anyways. There we go. Pushing it through, push, push, push. It just starts getting big on me. You can do that fun little fancy technique where you put your hand on the front of your knife and then chop it through it. If you have dry parsley, do 1 tablespoon. It's just a whole nother flavor. Dry parsley is a whole nother flavor. I don't know, you guys. I'm just gonna do this bit here and see how much I have. A lot of parsley. You guys, this recipe, just like every recipe, you're the one that has to eat it. So if there's something that you are like, I don't want to do that, don't do it. You have to eat it. You're not gonna ruin anything. I mean, if it's like flour and you're making cookies and you don't use the flour, you have a problem. But if it's like tomatoes and you don't like tomatoes, don't use them. It's fine. That's kind of what I figured, Elizabeth. All right, you guys. So this is how much I got, and it's all over me. So I'm going to put my parsley in my bowl. It's everywhere. I have to rinse. A sink full of parsley now. And I gotta run. I gotta wash it off this counter. It's a lot of parsley. Oh, I'm like leaving my sponge over. Where does the parsley go? I'm gonna tell you what. Everything goes in the bowl. Everything goes in the bowl. Everything that we're working on. Until the bowl's gone, that's where it goes. Love your quinoa, friends. Get the steam out. A little less steam. We're getting there. Okay, so far, we have a can of chickpeas, some chopped up can of artichoke hearts, and thank you, Haley, and some chopped parsley. And now we're to the part where we're all going to do our own thing. You're going to do your veggies. I'm going to do my veggies. Again, it's not supposed to be a ton of veggies. It's supposed to be the equivalent of one bell pepper. So if you think about one bell pepper and you chop that up, that's how much all your veggies are going to be. You can always add a little bit more. That's fine. But I wouldn't do like a whole onion, a whole bell pepper, a whole zucchini, a whole, you know what I mean? Like that's a lot of veggies. They're delicious. But let's just make sure that we don't lose the integrity of what we're trying to make here, right? So I might do this whole tomato. We'll see. And I'm probably going to do a whole zucchini. And that's probably it. So if you have 4 veggies, I would do like half each. Fresh parsley, I did just about a cup. It was almost a cup. It calls for a cup. It just looks like so much parsley. So mine was almost a whole cup. So veggies, friends, wash your veggies. The only veggie you don't really need to wash is an onion because you're going to peel all the outside off. So wash your veggies. All right. Oh, we don't need the parsley anymore. If you have leftover parsley, put it away. Okay. Love your quinoa. This is not a hot salad. This is a cold salad. Okay. So all we have left to do, you guys, is cut our veggies, and we are done with this baby. Okay. So I'm going to talk about cutting my vegetables because that's what I do. If you need me to talk you through cutting your vegetables, I can. The one thing that I can tell you right now that I don't have, that I won't have, is a bell pepper. But I know a lot of you are using bell peppers, which is fine because that's actually what it calls for. Is you're going to cut your bell pepper in half and then pull out the middle part, just rip it out with your hands, dump all the seeds, pick all the seeds out. And then I like to cut it, lay it down flat and cut it into strips. And then you'll have like strips of bell pepper and then you can chop those into little bites. I know you guys know how to chop an onion because we do it all the time, all the time. Let me see what else I know that you guys have told me about. Mushrooms, just chop them up. Zucchini, I'm going to do. Tomatoes, I'll do. And cucumbers, remember, if you're using a cucumber and you also want to put it on your burgers, it's a topping for your burger. These are Mediterranean burgers, so they're from Greece. And Greece uses cucumbers. That's why we have cucumbers for our burgers. So if you're going to use your cucumbers for both, make sure you save half for your burgers. Okay, so I'm going to start with my zucchini. And I'm just going to chop the ends off. And then I'm going to cut it into slices, maybe thicker slices. I'm going to cut them into like a little bit thicker slices, and then I'm going to chop this in thirds, I think. And then thirds again, yeah. I mean, you guys, I don't like big bites of food. I just don't. I like little bites of food. It's more fun for me to eat. So, but if you like a big piece of food, chop it how you like. So these are my veggies. That's how I'm going to chop my zucchini. And you want to know where they're going to go? In the bowl. Everything in the bowl. One bowl meal, baby. I'm going to chop this baby up. If you guys need me, put something in the chat. Otherwise, we're all just chopping. Everybody should have a pot of cooked quinoa sitting here getting cool. We fluff it every once in a while. I have no more steam. We should have a bowl that has a can of chickpeas, a can of chopped artichoke hearts, some parsley, and now we're chopping veggies. And that's it for salad, friends. But we got lots of chopping. For those of you that have a gajillion vegetables, when most people are done and we're ready to move on, if you're still chopping, I'm probably going to ask that you finish chopping your veggies after so that we can, make our burgers. So do what you can in the time we got together, or maybe do a little bit and then do a little bit more later, right? Yeah, baby. Summer salad time. I guess it's spring. Spring salad time. I love zucchini. Check in the chat. You guys are all busy at work. This is when we need chopping music. Chopping music. These zucchinis are like sticking to the counter. I guess I'm not going to use this weird little baby piece. I'm still going to save this weird little baby piece. Oh well. Maybe I'll add it later. We'll see. Okay, for the tomato, I wanted cherry tomatoes, you guys, but the grocery store I went to didn't have them. So I got a big one. It's a Roma. So I'm going to cut my Roma tomato. If anybody else is cutting big tomatoes, I'm going to tell you what I do. If you have cherry tomatoes, If they're the good Costco ones, I would cut those into like thirds because they're gigantic. But if you have regular cherry tomatoes, just cut them in half. Just cuz. So, King Daddy. Anyone else have a King Daddy? I like to get the seeds and the juice out. So I just cut it in half. I'm going to scrape all this out because I just feel like it gets too much wetness in my salad. So if you also have a giant tomato, check this out. You don't have to do this. I didn't used to do this. But I'm going to take my giant tomato and I'm going to scrape the inside and get the juice and the seeds out. I just feel like it's less mess. Maybe. Maybe I am. There we go. Here it comes. Come on, baby. There we go. Center out, get some of that juice out. Then I'm going to cut it into little strips and little chunks, kind of like I was talking about with the peppers. That was much easier. That one was much easier. So I'm just going to cut it. This is how I would do bell peppers too. Cut little strips. So I just have little strips of tomato, and then I'm going to cut these into little chunks. So if you have a big tomato or if you have a bell pepper, you'll do the same thing. Thanks for the reminder, Karen. Parents and care providers, take pictures. Well, and I know that Maurice, you're so good at this too. I don't know how you do it. Take pictures of yourself prepping your food. I love it. I love to see you guys working. Okay. Almost done with my tomato. So when you're done with your veggies, what we're going to do is we're going to put the quinoa in here and then the salad dressing that we made before. Toss everything together and it goes in the fridge. Awesome. Good idea. Good idea. Yep. No sun-dried tomatoes right now. Nope. That's really good, Hermanda. Very good. Sun-dried tomatoes are for the burgers. Good job, Hermanda. Smart. So, friends, as a repeat, because I'm about to do it. When you're done chopping everything in, we will need our knives again for the burgers. We will. So you can rinse off your knife, rinse off your cutting board. Yeah, half an onion in the salad if you want. If you want. I'm not putting it in there. Ooh, no raw onion. And then we're going to mix our quinoa and our dressing and our salad all together. So this is a big bowl of veggies. That's a big bowl of veggies. I only use 2. So if you're with me, great. If you're not, don't worry. I'm going to shake up my salad dressing. I love the jar. And I'm going to get I got a rubber spoon because it's good for scraping. I'm going to put all my quinoa in the pot. That fork out. all the quinoa in the bowl. Now my bowl feels small. Where's it go? In the bowl. I'm gonna rinse water into my quinoa pot because when it gets dried on your pot, it sticks forever. And then you're gonna take your salad dressing, give it a shake or a whip or a stir, whatever you got. And it's going in. Actually, I'm gonna mix it first. If you already did it, it's fine. I'm gonna mix it first and then put the dressing. Just because. It's beautiful. It's so fancy. Wow. You guys, the people that live in the Mediterranean and eat like this, they're so healthy. They're just so healthy tonight. Okay. Now I'm going to put my dressing in. Now I'm going to shake it again. Where's it go? It goes in the bowl, doesn't it? It looks really good. Feels like a lot of dressing too, but that's okay. It's going in. Woo! Okay, rinse your hands. Okay. And then once it's done, you put it in the fridge. Get it all tasty. Tasty, tasty. This is gorgeous. Woo! Okay. There's my salad. Going in the fridge. If you're thinking to yourself, I've only caught one vegetable and I have 3 more vegetables to cut, you're going to have to finish cutting later. So just do a little bit more and then mix your stuff together. And you can always add more later. I just had someone very savvy in the chat say they mixed everything together. They're going to let it sit. And then before they eat it, they're going to taste it and see if they want to add some more veggies. So you can do the same thing. I'm going to put this baby in the fridge. Oh, good. All right. Woo! These are Mediterranean turkey burgers. So this is more like a Greek kind of sandwich than it is like a hamburger. This is not Burger King. It's not Red Robin. So there's going to be stuff in our burgers. That's totally great, Elizabeth. I love that. So the thing that makes it Mediterranean is we're going to make a lemon yogurt sauce. So this is not like your typical mustard and ketchup burger, right? It's going to have a lemon yogurt sauce on top. And like I said, you're going to put slices of cucumbers on the burger. And then mixed into the meat is some flavorful yumminess. So we have 2 things to do to prep. One is we have to make our yogurt sauce. And the other thing is we have to prep the patties, like put all the stuff in the meat. And that's it. So the first thing we need to do though is you guys are supposed to have frozen spinach, which I don't normally have, but I have Costco spinach, so I always throw it in the freezer. So we need to get the frozen spinach out and let it defrost a little bit. So I think what we'll do, it's supposed to be a cup of frozen spinach. Hold on, you guys know I like to review everything 1,000 times. So if you still have your cup, you still have your cup. Let's just get our spinach. If you have that block of spinach, if you have the block of spinach, I think there's instructions on it, like how to defrost it. I think you got to put it in the microwave. But if you have a bag of frozen spinach, or even if you have fresh spinach, whatever, you need a cup of it. So I'm gonna go get a cup of spinach. I thought I had a block. I was gonna show you, but I don't have a block. Have you guys ever bought the big bag of Costco spinach and it goes bad? Mine, I swear, it goes bad so fast. I just freeze it, and this is what I use to make my smoothies. Yeah. It's like $3 for this big old bag, but it just goes bad so fast. It's perfect for smoothies. I'm just gonna like shove it. I like spinach. And we just need it to defrost. It's gonna get slimy and soft. So there you go. Have to spinach. Yeah, that's totally fine, Rihanna. If you guys have fresh spinach, yeah, let's just get a cup and we'll see what happens. If you want to add more, you can. I think the thing about fresh spinach is it will be more dry. This is going to be more wilty. So I think it will be fine. It's fine. I love fresh spinach. That's what I was going to use. I was going to use fresh spinach, but then I remembered I had that. So it's fine. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make our lemon dill yogurt sauce. Lemon dill yogurt sauce. And this is the one that's supposed to go in the fridge. Need the Tupperware fridge smarts to keep it. Yeah, I can't deal. I don't mind my frozen bag, my spoonies, my smoothies. So we're going to mix together 5 ingredients, and we are going to make our lemon dill yogurt sauce. This is for the spread on your burgers. And this one goes in the fridge so that the flavors, like the salad, the flavors get all mixed together. So let's get a small bowl. You don't need a big bowl at all. This is like powder and a half a cup. It's a very small bowl. I'm just going to get a little baby one. Little baby one. Okay. And let's see what our measurements are. We need a half a cup. Half a cup. Half a cup. We need a half a tablespoon. If you don't have a half a tablespoon, you can just use a tablespoon and just fill it up halfway. I have a half a tablespoon. That's fun. Okay. And it says 1/8 of a teaspoon. I don't think I have that. So I'm going to get a 1/4 teaspoon. So either 1/8 or a 1/4 teaspoon. So very, very small. What do I have? What do you have? Yeah. So this is a 1/4 teaspoon. They're tiny. I don't have 1/8, but that's half of this. So I'm going to look one more time. But I only have a 1/4. Tiny, tiny, tiny. 1/4. What do you have? Half. Nope. Everything floats around in my drawer. Okay. So we have 4 things. We have a small bowl. Thank you, Haley. You're so good. Small bowl. Half a cup. Half a tablespoon or a whole one if you have it, whatever you need. And then either a 1/4 teaspoon or 1/8 of a teaspoon. Little teeny baby. These are our supplies. Right here. Okay. And now we're going to get our ingredients. Your big old knife you don't need right now. So I'm going to tuck it so it's not dangerous. Okay. So we're getting plain Greek yogurt. Here's a pro tip about yogurt, you guys. We all know yogurt's good for you. However, yogurt is one of the sneakiest foods to have hidden sugars in them. So sneaky. So if you're trying to be healthy and you're trying to either reduce sugar or reduce dairy, because dairy is not very good for you. I always get coconut milk yogurt. I used to get almond milk yogurt, but it has sugar, so much sugar. This literally has no sugar. It's so good. Yeah, yeah. Anyways, tablespoon or teaspoon. It is a half a tablespoon and a quarter teaspoon. So it's neither. Half a tablespoon, quarter teaspoon. Quarter is 1/4. Half is 1/2. Okay, so we're getting yogurt. We're getting lemon juice. My chickens are being wacky out there. Okay, lemon juice. We need garlic powder. You guys see in my backyard? Almost. It's like a chicken on my table. Garlic powder. Dried dill. I think dill might be my favorite spice. I love dill. Dill and salt. Okay, so I'm going to write this stuff down while you guys are gathering. And I have everything right here on my counter. Lemon juice, garlic powder, dill, yogurt, salt. That's all you should have over here. My spinach is here, but we're not using it yet. So if that's going to confuse you, move your spinach. Can you guys even read this when I do this? I feel like some of you can. Uh-huh. Okay, so are you guys gathering? You have everything you need? Dill, garlic powder, salt, lemon juice, and yogurt. Double check. Double check, double check. And we need a spoon, a little spoon to mix. All right, friends, let's do it. Yay! I hear you, Maurice. I have to get bifocals. Okay, so here we go. We're starting with the yogurt, half a cup. Give it a little stir. Half a cup of yogurt. Coconut yogurt does not taste like coconut. I just thought about that. So that's going in. Half cup yogurt. You do not need the half cup anymore. So you can put the half cup away and the yogurt away. Okay. Next up is lemon juice. Half a tablespoon of lemon juice. If you have a whole tablespoon, only fill it up halfway. Half a tablespoon. You do not need your half a tablespoon anymore or your lemon juice anymore, so you can put it away. And then the next part is so easy. It's the same measurement for all three of your seasonings. So it's 1/8 of a teaspoon, which I don't have. I only have a quarter, 1/4. So I'm going to fill it up halfway. So 1/8 of a teaspoon of garlic. Woo! That smelled a lot of garlic. 1/8 of a teaspoon of dill. I like to pick the little thing off, the little pour thingy. Stick my spoon in there. I love dill. And then 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. My salt container has been used for so long. Half of my quarter. And you can put all this away. Oh, you need the salt for later, but the other two were done. Is that true? Actually, you guys, we use the garlic powder again. So leave out your garlic powder, but move it so you don't forget. So put away the dill, but leave out the garlic powder. And then you're just going to mix everything up. And we're going to put it in the fridge. I love dill. It smells so good. Oh my gosh, you guys. My cat. This is on a cat scratching thing, and my cat is just scratching, and I looked up and the whole thing's moving. Elizabeth, what's in here? Yogurt, lemon juice, dill, garlic powder, and salt. Everything's in the chat and also right here. You can read it. Make sure you mix it real good. My dill really wants to stick to the sides. So when you're done, we're going to put this in the fridge. This is going in the fridge. I got yogurt on my cutting board. There we go. Sloppy, sloppy, sloppy. You will need your 1/4 teaspoon again. If you used a quarter, you'll need it. So keep it up. Yeah, you can use garlic salt instead. So Josh, if you use garlic salt, don't use the regular salt. Just do like a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic salt, and then it'll combine them. Does that make sense? 1/4 teaspoon garlic salt. Good question. All right, friends, we're down to burgers, baby. Woohoo! So while you finish making your little yogurt dip, spread, put it in the fridge, I'm going to start getting out the stuff for the turkey burgers. So you need a little mixing bowl to mix the turkey with the rest of the stuff. I'm going to go like this. It needs to hold a pound of meat and a little bit of stuff. All right, friends, when you're ready to start burgers, that means dressing is done and in the fridge, and you've cleaned up your dill. You put away your yogurt. Put a B in the chat for burgers. Woo, yes. Let's get out our supplies first. We're going to need a 1/4 cup. We used it earlier for oil. I'm going to wash it off. Quarter cup. We're going to need our teaspoon, which hopefully you still have sitting here. And we're going to need our 1/4 teaspoon. 1/4 cup, 1/4 teaspoon, and a teaspoon. That's it. That's nice. I like that. And the only two things we need to chop is red onion if you're using it. I'm using yellow. And sun-dried tomatoes. So, oh, and your knife. So let's get out red onion or onion and sun-dried tomato. I personally do not like red onion, so I'm using yellow onion. Big old skin on it. So we do not need to chop this whole onion. You guys, we are so good at this. We are so good at onion, but we only need a quarter cup. So I'm going to chop my onion in half and then in half again and see how much that gets me. And we can always add more. So we need our big knife. We have a big knife. We have an onion. We have a quarter cup. And we have a mixing bowl. So this is so much skin on here. It wants to come off. Okay, so I'm going to chop the top off my onion and the bottom. And then I'm going to cut it in half. Put half aside. I don't think I'll need it. Peel off the skin. And then I'm going to cut it in half again. And I'm just going to chop one piece of this onion and see. The oregano is supposed to be dried oregano for me. Dried oregano. The spinach, you're just letting it sit there because we're letting ours defrost. So it's just sitting there. But the oregano, hopefully you have dried oregano, not fresh. So quarter onion, chop it up tiny, tiny, tiny pieces because it's going into your burger. So think about eating a burger. You don't want like a big old nugget of onion like this. We want teeny tiny onions. Okay, so I'm going to do teeny tiny slices. Make sure you keep your fingers out of the way. I'm going to turn it over because my fingers were starting to get in the way. Teeny tiny, thin, thin, thin. And then I'm going to take each one. I think I'm going to make a pile here. Make a pile of them. And you're just going to chop through tiny, tiny, tiny. So put your knife down at the front, down in the front, push in the back. Slide your onions through tiny pieces. Just kind of rocking my knife. Rocking. And then I'm going to go back the other way. So I'm going to gather it all up again. Clean off the knife. Back up again. I have some pieces that are still here. How'd they escape? I'm going to go back through my pile. So with my knife down in the front, rock through. Just chasing onions around. I still have big pieces that I cannot get. Come here, you little buggers. There we go. I got you. You can't escape me for long. So just keep making piles. Keep rocking. I mean, you guys, you want this, if you can get it as small as your garlic, that's what you want. That's ideal. Tiny, tiny, tiny onions. is going to be plenty. This is going to be more than enough. Here's how small my onions are. I'll show you on my knife. Tiny, 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 tiny. If you have quarter cup, chopped half the other half. Quarter cup of onion is what we're doing. And guess where it's going to go? It's going in the bowl. That's fine, Josh. That's fine. So once you get tiny, tiny pieces, you want to get a quarter cup of it. I have a ton. I'm not going to put any extra, you guys. I wouldn't put any extra because otherwise your meat, it might be too full. It might not stick together. We're trying to make burgers, not casserole. So don't use extra. With all this extra onion, if you want to package it separately, you can. Like this is all now cut up for an omelet or for a salad. You can even throw it in your salad if you want to, in your quinoa salad. I'm going to save it and cook it for breakfast. Little tiny bowl, tons of onion, little baby onions. This bowl is still huge. It's tiny. Making a mess, making a mess. There we go. Good enough. It's just everywhere. Okay. Let me wash my hands. So with the rest of your onion, you can put it in a baggie, in a container, whatever you got. Will you fit in here, onion? Yes, you do. I just love it when you pick the right Tupperware container size. It's like magic. It's a magical feeling. Way too much going on in my fridge. Way too much. I am not crying. Haha. Got lucky tonight. All right, friends. So we got a quarter cup of onion. Next is going to be the sun-dried tomatoes. This is really the only other chopping we have to do. So if you have sun-dried tomatoes in a jar, which I do, there's some oil in there. I like to get mine at Trader Joe's where they have them in a bag and then they're not oily, but that's okay. But we also want a quarter cup of sun-dried tomatoes. So they're probably in strips. You're gonna want it like they're in strips like this. There's a very loud car outside of my house, sorry. So I don't cry every time, Josh. You're gonna want to chop these things up too. And a quarter cup also. So I'm just gonna pull out a few and see what I get. Oily. I'm gonna wash my hands because I don't want to have a knife in my oily hands. Okay, that's probably not going to be enough, but it's a start. So, quarter cup. We're just going to rock through these babies. Hopefully they cut easily. They don't. I have to saw them. Oily, oily. I'm not used to this kind, but I'm going to get it. It's going to be great. When I have my Trader Joe's kinds, I just use scissors. But It's a lot of oil to be putting on my kitchen scissors. Let's see how we're doing here. Almost. Couple more, couple more. Let's see if that does it. Oh, they're so slimy. Hey, Phil, if you want to let the ducks out, I can still listen for them. They've been in for a while. We have ducks now, just in case we didn't have enough animals. Okay, couple more. There we go. There we go. I think we're good. I don't know. I really love them. And this is our last chopping, you guys. So you can put this knife in the sink or wash it, put it away. Once you're done, 1/4 cup sun-dried tomatoes. Where? You guys know, in the bowl. We do still need our 1/4 cup one more time, so leave that out. I like to wash my knives right away because a couple weeks ago I had a knife sitting in the sink and some other dishes got put on top and I didn't see it and I sliced my finger. So I suggest don't let it lay in the sink unless the sink's empty. Put it on the side or wash it real quick. All righty. Righty. I'm gonna write the rest of our stuff down. We're almost done. Oh, maybe I should clean up my mess first. Let me put these away. When you're cleaning up the oil from your sun-dried tomatoes, if that's what you use hot water. Cold water will just make it turn to nasty. Okay. The hard work is done, friends. Now what we got to do is add some more ingredients, make some burgers. Let's see here. How you guys doing in there? Doing okay? Chopping, cleaning? Hey. All right, that's it. That's it. Yay! Okay, up to you, darling. All right, friends, let me check in. Are we ready? Are we ready to mix? Give me an M for mix if you're ready for the rest of the ingredients. And we will get moving. Nikki's ready, Tommy's ready, Elizabeth's ready. Momo, nice. Patina, good. Amber, Schmarky. Whoop, whoop. Very good. Ladies, yes. Kyosh, Andrea. Whoop, whoop. Rolly, very good. Very good, very good. Joshy, nice. Perfect. Amanda, Mark, Tommy, how we doing? All right, friends. We are going to start gathering. So we should have sitting here our teaspoon. Good job, Jamie. Our quarter teaspoon. These were still sitting here, right? And we have our quarter cup. That's all we need. That's all we need for supplies. And then we should have a cup of spinach on standby. Hopefully it's getting, yeah, mine's getting nice and wilty. Give it a little twist. There we go. All right, so we're going to get out the rest of our ingredients. So what we need now is, if you're using feta cheese, you want to get your feta cheese. I'm not using it. I don't eat dairy. So get your feta cheese if you want feta cheese. We're also going to get our dried oregano. Where are you, oregano? There we go. Dried oregano. Oh, our garlic powder and our salt, which should still be out. Garlic powder and salt. And that's it. That's it. So we have garlic powder, salt, oregano, spinach, and if you're using feta, that's it, friends. It's all going in here. In the bowl. Where? In the bowl. I know you guys got it. So if you're using feta, you're going to crumble it into your quarter cup, and then you're done with that. So quarter cup feta. I'm going to put this here. Haley will also put it in the chat. So if you're using feta, you break it up unless it's already broken. Put it in your quarter cup in the bowl. You're done with your quarter cup. Our spinach. We need to squeeze out the water. If you frozen spinach, you want to squeeze out the water. So I'm going to pick it up in my cup and squeeze it. Oh, it is so cold. Squeeze out the water. If you have fresh spinach, just rip it up, Amanda. Just tear it up. There's your little baby ball of spinach. Squeeze the water out. Oh, it's so cold. And then you can just kind of spread it out and put it in the bowl. That was so cold. And then all we have left is our 3 spices. So, oregano, 1 teaspoon. A teaspoon is a fit in my jar. Oregano going in. And you can put it away. And then the last 2 are the same. Quarter teaspoon, 1/4. Quarter teaspoon garlic powder. And quarter teaspoon salt. And then you're done. You're done, you guys. The only thing left in your world should just be your cucumbers. That's all in your buns. So you can put all this away. You can put your measuring spoons away. And the only thing you might be missing and wondering about, Martha got it, is the turkey. We haven't done the turkey. You want to know why I waited? Because once you touch raw turkey or pork or chicken or beef, whatever you're using, you can't touch anything else. So we did not touch it yet. My cat is just like shaking everything. Once you touch it, you can't go back. That's why we didn't even touch it yet. So I want to make sure we have everything in here. We got onions. We got sun-dried tomatoes. You should be looking in your bowl right now. Feta, spinach, garlic powder, oregano, and salt. That's what you should have in there. But before we add the turkey, let's get our pans ready. And we're ready to cook. And we're like, done, baby. Done. So you're going to get a big old, big as you can frying pan. I'm going to keep my garbage bowl because of the cucumber, but we'll do that in a minute. And the only other thing we need is a spatula and some olive oil. Just gonna put my dishes away real quick. Okay, very good. So 1 cup of frozen spinach, but hopefully you took it out earlier and you squeeze all the water out and then put it in there. If you have fresh spinach, just rip it up real small and then put it in there. 1 cup. So when you're ready, we're gonna get our turkey out. I'm gonna go get my turkey. So friends, I'm gonna say it again. Once your hands have touched raw meat, you do not touch anything again until you wash them. Why? Raw meat is full of bacteria, and everything you touch, you put that bacteria on it. So if you don't wash it, it's everywhere. So we really want to be super careful with our raw meat. Okay? Yes, Jen. So I'm going to do this. You can do it with me. You can do it after me, however you want to do it. But this is where it gets really fun. So the feta cheese, 1/4 cup, if you're using it, you just crumble it into your 1/4 cup measuring cup, mix it in there. So I'm going to get everything ready before I even open this pan or this meat. I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil in my pan just so it's there. A little bit. I'm even going to spread it around with my spatula. I did not turn it on yet. It's just ready. It's just ready because I know I'm going to be a mess. Okay. I'm going to open my turkey. I'm going to open my turkey. Use a fork. Once you touch it, I'm telling you, don't touch anything else. Okay. Are we ready? I'm gonna take off my ring. So I have 2 pounds here. I'm only gonna use 1 pound. Wow, this wrapper does not want to play. Okay, so I'm gonna take out half this meat, well, pound of meat in the bowl. Don't make it hard, you guys. Don't make it hard. This hand is now covered in turkey. I'm touching nothing else. I'm gonna take my hands and I'm gonna mix it all together. It's gonna feel great. Don't be scared, friends. It's just food. Woo! It's cold. It's so cold. And you're gonna squish and mix and pull and mix and squish. Rip it apart, push it back together, get everything mixed up. Oh my gosh, it's so cold. Ah! Okay, so now you're going to make hamburger patties. You're supposed to be able to make 5. So I might kind of pull these out and make 5 little balls and see if they're all about the same size before I get too far ahead of myself. 1, 2, 3, close enough. I just divided them into like 5 little piles. I can't even hold them all up. 5 little piles in the bowl. Just kind of make little meatballs out of them or something. There. There's 2. So I have 5 little piles in my bowl, all about the same size. And you're just going to shape them like a hamburger patty. You do want to make them flat and wide because they're going to fold, they're going to pile up, right? They get fat when they cook. So you want to make them really flat. They're so cold. And you can put them in your pan, even though your pan's not on, that's fine. As many as you can fit. I'm only going to be able to fit 3 in my pan. You might only be able to fit 2, whatever you can do. Really, really flat. It's so cold. Super skinny. Number 3, yeah, I'm gonna get 3 in there. That's it. The other 2 are just gonna sit in the bowl. It's fine. They're not going anywhere. And then I'm not turning on my burger. Why? Or my burner. Why? Because I have turkey all over my hands. So you gotta go wash your hands. Hot water, friends. You gotta use the hot water and you gotta use soap. Do it. Okay. Woo! The spinach, yeah, it should be thawed. If yours is still frozen, you can put it in the microwave for like 30 seconds. And you got to squeeze all that water out because you don't want that water in your burgers. It'll make you have watery burgers. Okay. Clean, warm hands. And now we're going to turn our burner on to medium. So that's like 5, maybe 6 if you want to get extra fancy. And we're going to let them cook. Yay, we made it. It says 5 to 7 minutes per side. So I'm going to set a timer for 5 minutes. And then I'm going to flip it and see what it looks like. So I'm going to chat. You ready for the chatting? So here's how you put your burgers together. And that way, if you want to go, you can go. I'm going to do it in a minute. Peel and slice some cucumbers. And then you're going to take your bun, put your burger. I put some oil in the pan already, Andrea, so I have oil in the pan. Bun, burger, some slices of cucumber. Actually, put your yogurt stuff, then your slices of cucumber. Bun, ready to go. I'm gonna get my cucumbers in just a minute. But just to confirm, we put oil in the pan already. If you didn't, it's fine. They're not gonna stick unless you have a super sticky pan. So on medium heat, and I set a timer for 5 minutes. It's going to depend on how squishy your burgers are. Are they fat? They're going to take longer to cook. You want them skinny, skinny, skinny. Okay. You can also, if you really like your onion, you can put slices of onion on it too. All right. I got some raw turkey on my cutting board, so I got to clean that off. I'm going to use spray because I had extra. Look at my rain. You guys, I'd be so happy if it rained. It's really getting cloudy out. I would love, love, love for it to rain. How long for the timer? I did 5 minutes. All right, friends. So I'm gonna get my cucumber out. Still in my garbage bowl. And a vegetable peeler. Bye, Elizabeth. See you later, friends. And for cucumbers, you can use a little bit smaller knife because they're not as hard. So I'm gonna wash my cucumber. Hello, burgers. And I'm gonna cut it in half. I don't even know that I'll need half, but whatever. I'll cut some. Well, no, I'm not. I'm just gonna peel it. What are we doing with the stuff in the bowl? You made it into burgers. I think that's the stuff you're talking about. Is that what you're talking about? You're supposed to add the turkey to the stuff in the bowl and turn it into burgers. Is that the stuff? Are we together? So with your cucumbers, if you're gonna do these, I'm just gonna peel the ends. And cut some slices. This is my burger topping. Cucumbers and dip. I'm gonna cut them kind of thin because it's for, you know, your burger. That should be plenty. That looks like plenty. You can always cut more if you need more. My timer's about to go. All right. I'm gonna dump out my garbage bowl. Hey, here's my timer. I'm gonna give them a flip. Let's see what happens. When you flip, it's nice to kind of put your hand upside down so your fingers are to the ceiling. And then you flip it so now your hand is upside down. Then I like to give it a smush. So hand to the ceiling, flip. Oh, I broke my burger. Hand to the ceiling, flip. And then I'm just gonna smash them down so they don't get too fat. The spinach is an ingredient in the burgers. It's on the list right here. I don't know if you guys can read my messy writing, but this is all the stuff that's in your burgers, plus the onion and the sun-dried tomatoes. Right, friends. Oh, I forgot to set my timer. 5 minutes on the other side. So now the tricky thing about burgers is you need to know when they're done. So the best way for me to figure that out is I just cut it. I just cut a little slit in the middle and I make sure there's no more pink. I mean, you know, when you go to a restaurant, they ask if you want medium well or rare or whatever. So if you have your own preference for how you cook your meat, that's how you should cook your meat. But I'm going to tell you to cook it all the way through because that's the healthiest way. So you want no more pink in the middle. Unless you like it like that, then you got to do what you got to do. If the grease is popping at you, then you have your burner on way too high. Turn it down. You should not have grease popping at you. Okay, so I'm gonna get a plate ready. You guys, I don't have buns. I'm gonna make some weird bread in a little bit, but I don't have buns. But if you want to get out plates and put your buns on them, I recommend it. I'm just gonna get a regular plate. You can get out your yogurt dip. You just need a place to put these when they're done. Well, then just turn it down, Josh. If it's popping it, you turn it down. That means it's hot. When these come off, you can put them straight on your bun if you want, or you can put them on an extra plate like I'm going to do. Whatever you want to do. And then your yogurt stuff goes on top. Some slices of cucumbers. Bada bing, bada bang. Little salad. Delicious. Delicious. That's it, you guys. We did it. I feel like that was pretty good. Hopefully nobody was too stressed. Hopefully you guys all did an easy, nice, relaxing cooking job. We only had to cut a couple things. Chop. That's the word I prefer to say. Chop. I just want to play with it. I'm just going to smash it. Okay, you guys, so while you're cooking, you can peel your cucumbers, make little slices. If you want onions, you're welcome, Tricky. Enjoy your dinner. And that's it. I'm going to hang out for a little bit. So if you have questions, let me know. Other than that, you guys are awesome. Proud of you. I hope your dinner's delicious. You guys know I want to know. I always want to know. So let me know.